Hello, everybody. Brad Johnson here, and welcome to the debut episode, the debut broadcast of the Expansion Point. So I'm very happy to be here with all of you today here on the Akashic Academy. Go ahead and share this video around Facebook if you like. We got a very exciting topic that we're going to be discussing today. It's all about the power of the Theta. So it is looking into the Theta brainwave state. And so I do have a slide presentation that will be included in this broadcast today. So we're going to be taking a good look at everything pertaining to the theta wave state. We are also going to have a brief Q&A near the end of the broadcast. So we have about a half-hour episode today. So probably around the last 5 minutes, we'll be taking any Q&A if anybody does have any questions. There will also be a short guided meditation that will help you to enter the theta state a lot more easier as well too. So that's one of the first discussions, of course, is looking into the theta brainwave state. What is it? That's the very, very important thing about the theta wave state is that it is the power of our own daydream consciousness. It is the power of us being able to go into an immersion of ourselves and actually having the body physically react to where you're going in that particular theta state. So as you go into the theta state and as you start to bring about imagination, you're envisioning this new realm, this new dimension, your body is reacting to it, right? So we're going to be talking about that here in episode number 1, Power of the Theta. So let's go ahead and begin. So the theta state could be seen as the blueprint frequency. Vivid, lucid daydream state where the body physically reacts to your feelings and your thoughts. So again, this is where the power of our own consciousness, once we go into a state of advanced focus or deep focus, this is where the theta state comes together. So if you were to basically close your eyes and imagine that you're holding up your favorite food item, and it's your absolute favorite food item. Maybe it's a piece of pie, maybe it's a cake, maybe it's a sandwich, whatever it may be, or a veggie wrap, whatever, right? Whatever it is that's just causing you to salivate, right? To feel like your appetite is just being whet by feeling this food item in your in your hands coming up to your face. And now all of a sudden your body is reacting to that. That's a theta state, okay? That's you entering theta. So any particular type of envisioning, any deep focus, a daydream in that way, that you're putting your energy into, where your body is physically responding to that, that is theta, okay? So there is what we would know as theta healing that exists out there, and it's very similar to that state. You're really connecting very deeply. You're immersing yourself into the theme, into the vibration of allowing your entire body to go into this theta state, going into this deep immersion. Now, this is, again, the blueprint frequency. This is where we're actually going into the frequency vibration where we can actually restore our entire body, right? So it's good that we have food items, that we can use diet, we can use exercise, we can do all of that, and those are great. If we eat well, if we exercise well, yes, it's going to bring about some really great transformations, but it can actually go quicker than that. There is nothing more powerful within yourself than the power of your own consciousness and the power of your own will. And again, this is what we're doing in theta state, is we are becoming connected to the God mind, to the higher mind, to the universal mind. That is the bridge that we're creating. So with us going into theta state, it's a bridge, it's an arc that's connecting together to the other side with the God mind, with the theta state, with being able to connect to our greatness, to our universal self. So let's move on here. As one aligns to theta, their awareness is simpatico to the God mind. The God mind becomes lucid and obedient to your commands in theta. The God mind is your true mind, the mind beyond matter, dimension, karma, space, and time. It is the great observer, the witness, as well as the grand architect of your universe. And so this is the power that we're entering. This is again why it's referred to as power of the theta. is it's the bridge, it's the access point, it's the expansion point, you could say, where we are connecting directly to the God mind. Now, of course, the God mind can be entered in delta state as well too, but the theta is the breach point. That's where we're actually starting to build the bridge. The bridge actually connects when we enter the theta state of consciousness, right? So when we're looking at the alpha state of consciousness, we're looking at like a heightened state of focus, right? We're aware, we're focused. It's like when we're getting ready to write a book, right? Or we're writing something down, or we're focusing on reading, right? That's all alpha state, right? But when you start to go very deeply into daydream, when you start to immerse yourself into that that frequency of daydream, again, like you're holding up a sandwich and you're just about to take a bite of that sandwich, but there's no sandwich in your hands, you're just imagining it, that's going to bring you into theta state. So the power of theta state is actually being able to commune together with the God mind. And once you commune together with the God mind is available to you, which means you're able to issue commands to the God mind. That's how powerful this is. And that's what the theta state brings us. So let's move on. The theta brainwave state can be compared to the lucid daydream experience of being sexually aroused, imagining a delicious food item, laughing or crying at a vivid scenario within your mind, etc. It is a state where your vivid daydream is as real to you as physical reality. When the body physically reacts through your imagination, you have entered theta. So this is a very, very important thing to keep in mind, is that as soon as your body is reacting to what it is that you're imagining, to what you're bringing into the focal point, that's your cue saying, I'm in theta now. I'm in theta state. So theta state, again, is a very powerful healing state. It, again, is the state where we're able to access the God mind. We're able to put forward a simple affirmation, right? So a simple affirmation may simply be, I am infinitely successful, or I am infinitely, radiantly healthy. I am a healthy body. Just simple I am statements. Doesn't have to be so long, doesn't have to be so strenuous. Just something very, very simple. So being able to go into the God mind and feel this wave of calmness that flows over you, right? You want to create that calmness and that neutrality, because that's how the God mind connects, right? The God mind is a subtle vibration, right? If we're like this, and if we're highly emotional, and the brain wave of ourselves emotionally is doing this, and the God mind is like this, we're incompatible, right? We're not simpatico to that vibration. So what we do is, rather than doing this with emotion, we keep ourselves calm. We settle ourselves down. We relax ourselves. We come into center. Now, as we start to subtly move that vibrational line across, we're now coplanar, simpatico, together with the God mind. And now we can feel the presence of the God mind within ourselves. The God mind is within us. It's not something we have to go outside to. It's not going outside to some other outer dimension or some outer reality. It exists within ourselves. It's like an onion. We're basically going deeper and deeper into the onion until we get to the core, right? So we have to go through the layers of ourselves. We need to go through the ego. We need to go through the emotions. We need to go through the mentality. We need to go through the beliefs. And then we're able to enter the center, the core, right? Everything that transcends past the personality. Everything that moves past identity. And now we come into the center point. Now we come into the God mind. And the God mind, again, is the grand architect of all that represents creation. So, with us accessing our own God mind, we are now able to, nice and calmly, nice and subtly, being able to command our God mind to bring about a strong manifestation within our life. That's what we're doing here. So this is where we're going to be getting into the guided meditation and looking more deeply into this. So demonstration of the Theta meditation. So what we want to do is find a quiet, relaxing space where you won't be disturbed for about 5 to 10 minutes. Accept thoughts as they come, relax, and follow your breath as you feel a wave of calm bringing you into Theta. So let's go ahead and get ourselves nice and relaxed now. making sure that our body is free of any tension. And let's just start by taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Okay, once again, take a deep breath in, deep breath out. And one last time, deep breath in and deep breath out. And now just start to feel a wave of relaxation coming up from the top of your head, just like a wave of energy. Very soft, very subtle, and it's just slowly starting to move down your body. Going down your face, going down your neck, going down your shoulders, going down your chest and your back, going down the stomach, going down the waist, going down the hips, going down the legs, down through the knees, down through the shins, down through the ankles, and down to the bottom of the feet. And just let yourself be completely and totally relaxed. Just let go of everything. Any thoughts come in your mind, just accept them. Don't try to battle them. Just let them be accepted as you keep yourself clear. And just going into Theta state now, as we start to feel this deep immersion of this wave of relaxation. Almost like you're feeling you're on a beautiful beach, or you're in a peaceful meadow, or a peaceful area of the forest, and you can breathe in the beautiful air that's there. You can feel the sunshine down upon your skin. Maybe you hear some birds chirping in the background. Maybe you hear some ocean waves, a light breeze that you feel across your skin. You're immersing yourself. You're entering Theta. And now we're going to go beyond all of that. We're going to go beyond that dreamscape, and we're going to come into the apex of our God mind. So we will see ourselves now entering void, and we will feel the core of our being completely within ourselves. And this core represents that of your God mind, your universal mind, your higher self, that which is the grand architect of your universe. And just take a moment or two to feel the presence of the God mind. Take a moment just to feel immersed in the bliss and totality of this moment. As you and the God mind are connecting together as one. You are immersive in the calmness, relaxation, and subtlety of the God mind. And just relax. Let yourself be clear. Let clarity come to you. And as you start to feel that deep immersion with the God mind, you can now put forward an affirmation towards the God mind. One example of this affirmation is, I am radiantly healthy infinitely. Or, I am infinitely financially abundant. I am infinitely psychically aware. So just simple affirmations, starting with I am. And it's a good recommendation to put the word infinite in there, as this represents a loop, and it will continue. for as long as you're able to hold that vibration. So create an affirmation similar to those guidelines, starting off with I am, and pose that towards your God mind. Imagining that you're looking at the core of your God mind right now, and you're putting in those words. So it's embedding itself directly into the core of that God mind. So for example, I am infinitely, radiantly healthy. So I am putting those words in that core of the God mind as I say it. I am infinitely, radiantly healthy. And all of those words are going into the core of the God mind. You want to be able to see this through your third eye. You want to be able to close your eyes, have your eyes closed, remain closed, and just say, I am. You're seeing those two words, putting that into the core of the God mind. Infinitely, putting that into the God mind. Radiantly, put that into the God mind. Healthy, put that into the God mind. And repeat. So keep doing this. I am infinitely, radiantly healthy. Whatever your affirmation is, see the words so that your God mind can see it and put it directly into the core of the God mind. Go ahead and proceed. So again, the only focus in your mind are those words. I am statement. And putting that into the core of the God mind. Okay, so let's do 3 more of these affirmations. I am, I am, I am. As you conclude with your final affirmation statement, let's take a deep breath in, deep breath out, and give a blessing to your God space. Give a blessing to your God mind. Give a blessing to all that you are as a whole being. And let's feel ourselves now coming back out from the void as we make the transition back from the God mind back into physical reality. So just starting to move your body very gently, very softly, as you now start to awaken. Just move your fingertips a little bit, just getting the feeling back into your body. And just keeping that peacefulness, keeping that relaxation, keeping that divinity, that tranquility within yourself as you now come back into the present moment. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes and you can return. So what I would recommend everybody, and welcome back, what I would recommend everybody is that when we're returning back into the God mind space, you're taking that affirmation, just that one affirmation that you have, and you're repeating it a total of 33 times. Okay? So in your own way, you will come back to this exercise. You can pause this transmission, and you can go into the God mind and just start repeating that I am affirmation a total of 33 times. Now, take your time with the affirmation. It's not like, I am infinitely, radiantly, healthy, abundant. Poof. No, that's too fast. Okay? Very slow. You want to be able to see the words within your mind's eye. Okay? So, I am infinitely, radiantly, healthy. Right? Very slowly. You want to take your time with this. You want to be able to know that your God mind is able to see these words that you're putting into the core of its essence. Okay, so you're just looking at the core of the essence of the God mind as that essence, right? And you're putting these words nice and slowly, taking your time, and just slowly putting it into there. Well, Brad, why do we do it that slow? This is because you are feeling the energy behind each of the words, right? If you're just saying, I am infinitely radiantly healthy, poof, and then go right into there, you're not feeling it. You're just saying words. It becomes shallow, right? So when you're actually saying these words nice and slowly, you're feeling the energy behind them. It's like when you're eating food and you're savoring it, right? It's not like, right? You're not savoring it. You just want to get biomatter into your body, and that's it, right? And that's going to cause some indigestion. So what we're doing here is we're savoring the words. We're feeling the energy behind each of the command words we're giving to the God mind. I am infinitely, radiantly healthy, right? And you feel that energy behind each of the words, and that's what your God mind picks up. Not the word itself, but the energy, the intention, the command behind each word. So as you do that a total of 33 times, you'll want to go into the second part, which is documenting and following up on your God mind manifestation. So you keep track of everything that happens on a daily basis with a simple notebook, simple diary, whatever you want to use that just is able to keep track, right? You may now notice that there may be changes in your diet. You may now notice that maybe you wake up and you've lost a couple of pounds, right? This can happen. So the God mind will always obey your command. But here's the important thing to remember. You are bringing about a manifestation that you feel you deserve. If you do not feel that you deserve this manifestation, the God mind is going to show you the roadblocks, the barriers that are in your way, preventing you from looking at receiving this manifestation, right? So if you're feeling, oh, I want to be immensely financially abundant, right? But you have a very, very bleak view about you attracting money. And so you're going to start seeing the barriers coming in that's preventing you from bringing in or retrieving that financial abundance, right? So you have to be very aware that what you're bringing into yourself is something that you know you have value towards, something that you're deserving, right? So if you want to have a beautiful, radiant body and you're not taking care of your body, then the God mind is going to show you these things about you not taking care of your body, right? So this is, again, something very important to realize. If you want to walk a new path and you want to be very, very straight about going into a manifestation that you feel very passionate about, but you know there's barriers in the way, there's belief systems in the way, the God mind is going to show that to you. Okay, it's going to come right out to you and say, you can't get radiantly healthy because this is your belief system preventing yourself from doing it. Dissolve that belief system, and now it'll follow its course, right? So you want to be very, very mindfully aware of belief systems, of barriers, of any other particular forms of obstructions that are standing in your way pertaining to a manifestation, right? We only attract what we are the vibration of. That's coherency, okay? It's not law of attraction, it's law of coherency. Because through law of coherency, we're attracting and we're repelling, right? And we're looking into the groups of different themes of manifestations within our lives that are showing us all about ourselves, not just one particular theme, but many. So this is what's known as the law of coherency, not the law of attraction. The law of attraction is an incomplete law, right? We don't just attract, we repel as well. And there's much in regards to our magnetics about how we interact with certain things that we're here to understand. And that's referred to as the law of coherency, okay? So go ahead and give this a try. I know there's only so much information I can give within a half-hour episode, but this is again why you guys can reach me on my website on newearthteachings.com. You can drop me an email. I do have sessions there as well too that you can also check out. But again, we're going to go ahead now and open up Q&A. So if you guys do have any questions regarding to everything that has been shared today through the first episode of the expansion point, feel free just to write it here in the chat. Hello everybody, thank you so much for again being here. I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the presentation today. Next week I will be coming back with a brand new topic, and this will be on the infinite and the absolute. Okay? Now if you guys do have certain topics that you want me to discuss on the expansion point, just leave it in the comments section as well too. Once we're finished, I'll be checking back on the comments section every now and then, and we can look into any questions or topics or themes that we would like to discuss. Okay? Is everybody clear on that? Do we have any questions on this? Okay. Yeah, Paul just says, I love it. Not many people mention about the law of attraction. Yeah. Well, again, that's a big thing, right? People get very, very caught up in that attract. What do I attract? What do I attract? And you're basically putting the cart before the horse here. You have to understand that everything is magnetics, right? Everything relates to coherency. So when we're incoherent with something, we can't bring that into our reality because the incoherency is not making us simpatico with that frequency, right? So if we want to be super duper healthy, but we're not taking care of our body, we become incoherent with that, right? The vibrations can't match up, right? So when there's coherency, because what you're doing is you're repelling old magnetics that have nothing to do with you anymore, and you're now therefore attracting that aspect of being radiantly healthy. They synergize, right? And that's the idea of the degree to the law of coherency. So the law of coherency is actually the true law, right? The law of attraction is only a small aspect of that. There's a lot more to it than the law of attraction. So the law of attraction is an incomplete law, right? So when we're looking into coherency, that's when we start to line things together. We start to repel those energies, those magnetisms that do not relate to us. I am not a person who's suffering anymore. I'm not all these things that I feel I was, and so I've substituted that with something that serves me, and now I'm simpatico with that vibration. I'm coherent with it, right? That's law of coherency. Okay. Might have just found a new favorite Akashic show. Well, I'm glad you feel that way. It's a lot of exciting shows on this network too. I really love a lot of them. Thank you. It was wonderful. I'm just curious, why 33? 33 is the master number. Okay, so basically when we're working together with 33, there's an energetic behind that. Now, the being that I channel, known as Adronis, actually shared the information relating to relaying this 33 times. When you actually look at numerology, you'll notice that 33 is a masterful number of a spiritual master, a spiritual teacher. It also represents like the kingdom of divinity in that way. It's like a sacred trinity. Right? So when you're using that numerological imprint 33 times, it's representing a request being sent out by a masterful being, right? That's the reason behind the 33, okay? So you can certainly do this as many times as you want. If you want to go past the 33 times, you certainly can. Some people may want to do the 108, like the beads and the affirmations in that way. That's fine too. It's recommended just to do 33 because that's the equivalent numerology of the masterful being putting this together into their own masterful consciousness, their own God consciousness. So it's a God bringing out their commands to the God within themselves. You're all gods, right? And this is something for all of you to understand. This is what I'm going to be talking about more in the upcoming episodes as well too, is the power of you as a masterful creator, right? And there's so much more that we're going to be discussing here on the expansion point as well. I'll be making a 33 beaded goodie tool. Yay, keep me on track. Excellent. Very good. That'll be awesome to see. So again, everybody, we are out of time for today's broadcast. I want to thank all of you for joining me here on the expansion point. Again, feel free to tune in next week, next Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern for the next episode of the expansion point. Stay tuned again for the other broadcast with Emily and Dr. Nick as well too. That's going to be very, very exciting. It's coming up here in about a half hour's time. So thank you, everybody, for being here with me today for the very first episode, and I look forward to many other episodes together with you all as well too. Much love, namaste, and may it be well with you. Goodbye.